This is a new room back here that just opened last fall, and there are some new exhibits in here, especially the little 32 Roadster, Ford Roadster. We just brought this in last week, and has 100 horses under the hood, and has a top behind me, and it's a fun car. But it's very noisy, of course, with the duals that we have on it. The Indy pace car from 1959 was the first year that the Electra was built. And this is the pace car from 1959. And 2 years ago, we drove the Indy track with this 2 times around the track when they had a reunion of Indy pace cars. And we were really pleased to be able to be there and drive the track. We have an early Buick, a 1915 Buick. They call it the doctor's Buick because it was a very popular car in the early days for physicians to travel the road and make home calls or house calls. But that was called a doctor's Roadster. An early farm all cub that was used to do a lot of gardens in the area, in the Spring Arbor area, and it was easy to drive and easy to handle because it was small and light. A 1914 Tromley built in New York. It's kind of like an airplane. The pilot's up front and a single person can sit in the back and ride along with them. It's kind of like a mother-in-law seat if you want to put her behind you. And the Lloyd, this was built in Germany. This was a birthday present from my wife years ago. And it's kind of nice to have a car with my first name on it, L-L-O-Y-D. It is 2-cylinder, air-cooled. And last but not least, another Corvair convertible, 6-cylinder, and that car is also air-cooled. Around the perimeter in this room are all Spartan radios that were built in Jackson, Michigan. As you know, Jackson was the prime supplier of early radios and TVs and horns. And we have several horns up front in our club room, but we really are pleased to have all the radios against the wall. They were built, the cabinets were built by people, men and women who were good with woodworking. And all the wood is beautiful on these Spartan radios. Recently, when we opened this room, we had the privilege of having over 160 models donated to our museum from the previous world wars, World War I and World War II. And these were all built by hand by a gentleman, one by one, and donated to our museum because of the significance of America being protected by airplanes and fighter jets and so on from the early days. So we really are pleased to have these airplanes here. And a few down here are commercial ones from Delta, Eastern Airlines, American, United, just every one you can think of, Air Canada, and so on, but Pan American. So we are pleased to be able to have these available to show you today. I tell the young people when we tour school children through that we collect fire trucks and fire memorabilia in honor of those who work daily to protect us, especially